When we live. We good? Good morning, everyone. So, hey, it's your boy, a.k.a. the Weatherman, and I'm back. I did a Real Estate 101, and I told Tommy, I said, I got to have the platform back. So, I'm back in the saddle. But, guys, today is a very special day. I know we do the, what we do, Josh, in the morning grind?
60 seconds of gratitude.
60 seconds of gratitude. Well, this is going to be about a 10 or 15 minute section of gratitude. So I get the opportunity to sit up here and talk about, we call her the rabbit, Shawan Weathers, my boo, whatever you want to say. But the one thing that I will start off by saying is not only is she an exceptional wife, mother, grandmother, real estate agent, friend, all those things, she's probably one of the coolest, funniest, sharpest people I know. But I want to start off this one thing by saying I don't remember a whole lot about years ago, maybe because I wasn't the best person in high school, but I do remember one thing in the 6th grade. I moved from an area in Murfreesboro in the city, and I moved out to Walter Hill. Well, back then, it was like way out. I mean, it was like country. So, I mean, I was out of my element. But I know we were sitting on these swinging. I remember the guy I was sitting beside, his name was Stephen Gillum, and a guy named Robbie Owens, and I noticed Shawan, 6th grade. I knew then, without a doubt, that I had to have her. And I'm not saying have her, but I mean I had to have her in my life. I didn't know what we would have to go through before we ever met. Shawan was my first love, my first girlfriend. I mean, all these types of things. Made some mistakes in high school. We got back together. We've been together over 20-something years and 20 years plus. But the one thing is you know when you see that person, you know that your person. The one thing I can tell you, I probably drive Shawan nuts. I'm not saying she ain't wanting to leave me. I'm not saying she ain't going to leave me. I mean, because I ain't going to let her. I'm going with her. We'll figure it out on the way. Because the one thing about it in life, you have to have somebody that you can stick it out with. And she is that. Very rarely do you get the opportunity to work with your wife, and it works out great. I always thought that I was the best real estate agent. She beat me very quickly. What took me 16 years to do, it took her 2. And because that's her mentality. But the one thing about it is that's that spark, that's that something about her that I love, you know. And so I can sit up here and talk about how great of a real estate agent she is, how professional she is, how good she is, how funny she is. The coolest thing that I can talk about the rabbit is when I see her hold our granddaughter. Man, you want to talk about something special. When she holds her and her eyes light up and the way my granddaughter smiles and them 2 little snaggle teeth in the front, you know, it's remarkable to know that somebody has that in you, that a child that young runs to you. It's very special. So the one cool thing about the rabbit is not only does my granddaughter feel that way, I feel that way. My daughter feels that way. Her mom feels that way. My son feels that way. Our whole family, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, family and friends, there's nobody that's not been impacted by Shawan. She has what you call the it factor. People always ask, you know, how do I do what you do? The one thing I can tell you this, you love somebody so much you go way over the top where you don't lose them. And that's one thing I'll always do. I'll always try the very best. My daughter beat me this morning, though. I'll give it to her. Woke up. She had the whole damn house decorated. I had a card. She's over the top. So, but my daughter got that because I'm over the top when it comes to her. There's nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for her. Lay down my life for her. Because I know that she is 100% very selfless and always about taking care of somebody else. Whenever I met Shawan in Walter Hill, she didn't like me.
Why not?
Because I thought I was it. I had the mullet. I mean, I was a cool cat. I was a pretty boy.
You had a mullet?
I had a mullet, man. I had a mullet. You know, and you know the one thing about it, it wasn't the fact. So as confident I am now, I was the same way back then. She despised that. It took a couple years for me to grow on her, you know. But I was not gonna let her get away. Whatsoever. I let her get away once, and I got lucky enough, thank God, that he loved me enough that he put her back in my life, that I got her back. And never in my life have I ever wanted to be with anybody else more than her. Never in my life would I ever even think about being with anybody else other than her. because there's something about her that still to this day makes me giddy. I mean, we've been together 20-something years, and I'm probably the hardest person in the world to live with. I don't clean. I don't cook for the most part. I don't do dishes. I mean, this woman takes care of everything. She is probably one of the most solid people I've ever met in my life. And one thing that I will never, ever, ever do is stop trying to show her appreciation.
Hey, would you say you're good at admitting when you're wrong around the house?
No. No. I mean,
you have to make a mistake around that house.
I had to make. I've learned a long time ago. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Blessed is the peacemaker." I try my best to be the peacemaker, but you know, one of the reasons that I'm the peacemaker in my house, because I don't want to lose her. I'm not going to lose her. You know, so it's just one of those things that I'll do whatever it takes to make sure she smiles. If it means buying her a gift, it means telling her I love her. The one thing about it, as I get busy in life, sometimes I make a mistake and I slip. And so the one thing that I want to try to do better of is not slipping. Because when you have an amazing person in your life, no matter who it is, you have to figure out a way to let everybody want to see what you got and how do we copy that. And the one thing is I used to be a whole lot better than I am now. But the one thing that I know after doing this show today, I'm going to be a whole lot better than I was yesterday. Because she is remarkable. She is amazing. And she is something that is very, very special to me and my family. And nowhere in this world am I going to lose this chick. So when everybody sees Shawan today, tell her happy birthday, even though she doesn't really care about applause or accolades or anything like that. You know, when you have somebody in your life that's important, whether they're a friend or whether you're a coworker or whatever, when you want to be around them. There's certain people in my life I want to be around. And she's one of them. You know, I have a daughter that's just like her, stubborn, hard-headed. So the one thing about my wife and my daughter is they not going to back down. They going to fight. And, you know, it ain't very pleasant sometimes whenever you know you already lost before you ever get into the fight. I don't know if I've ever won a fight in my house. Shawan is probably the strongest chick I know. She'd probably whoop any dude in this room, to be honest. She won't ever show you that, but she's probably one of the strongest girls, women I know, but one of the most remarkable. I can remember going on a date with her. I picked her up at her house. She had a white shirt on. Black hair was looking out. My dumb ass brought a buddy with me on a date with her. She'll tell you. But when Jody Eubanks. And when we drove up and she walked out, all I was doing was nudging him. Man. And I mean, you want to talk about somebody that felt like king of the world. And I still feel like king of the world. She's beautiful in the morning. She's beautiful at night. She's beautiful when she don't think she is. But most of all, she is what I call my queen. And I don't say that lightly. She's the queen of the castle. She's the queen of my heart. And one thing that she is so important to me every day. I couldn't make it in this life without her. So if you don't have that person in your life, find them. You're not supposed to be alone. If it doesn't feel right, figure out what you're doing wrong, fix it. Don't worry about what they're doing wrong. We always have a problem. We want to fix them. You know, I had to fix me in a whole lot of things. But I can tell you this. When I looked at her this morning when she woke up, I took a Snapchat over and she didn't want me to take it. She said, "It's in the morning, I'm not pretty." That girl is beautiful at 5:30, 5 o'clock, just as pretty as it is when she sleeps at 10 o'clock. So when I can look over at her, she's sleeping, and my heart I still get excited. You know, I still think I'm dreaming. You know, that's what she is to me. So the rabbit, you're an exceptional real estate agent. You're an exceptional person. You're probably, golly, such a wonderful, wonderful grandmother. A wonderful mother. I'm probably the hardest dad you'd ever meet. My kids didn't like me growing up. I was a very disciplinary. I didn't know how to be a dad. I didn't have a dad. But she knew how to be a mom. And she knew how to hold her family together. And she did that. And I watch a bond between a mother and the kids that I admire. But the biggest thing in the world is I admire her because of what she does for me. And that's selfish, I know it. But when I can get excited every time I see her, and when I drive in the driveway and her car's there, and I'm glad. Or when she walks in that office, I'm happy. But when that chick dresses up and looks to the hip, good Lord. Why do you think I don't like going out to bars? I don't have to fight everybody I see. That's why when we go out to places, I don't like bumping into people. I don't want you touching my wife. I don't want you looking crazy at my wife. And I dare you to say something stupid to my wife. Because then I'm going to hit you in your mouth. But that's because I love her. And I know it happens, and it's always happened my entire life. And I've had to bite my tongue a lot. But when you have somebody amazing like that, you have to realize that it's going to happen. So, Shawan, my dear, my queen, the woman of our household, our family, I love you today. We all appreciate what you do. I hope not only do you have the best birthday ever, but I hope you enjoy this day as much as we enjoy you. So, Shawan, I love you, a.k.a. the rabbit, which does anybody know where the rabbit come from before we end out? That and 8 Mile. 8 Mile, baby. She's gangster. She's like that. So, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Tommy, thank you for the opportunity to get up here. I can literally do this all day, all week, all month, and not run out of things to say. But I don't want to do that today. I just want to appreciate the woman who I fell in love with in the 6th grade and who I'm probably more in love with today than the first time I seen her. So, Shawan, happy birthday, my dear. I love you. We'll enjoy today. And, guys, have a great Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I know it's Valentine's Day. So enjoy Valentine's Day with whoever you are. If you don't have anybody, find somebody. It's Valentine's weekend. Guys, have a great day. See you soon.